Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Engineering and You, the program where we are on an inter-school debate competition from schools across Ogun State. The program is sponsored by Prince Egnajem Shillong, and I'm glad to tell you that we are in the round of 16, where schools have been jostling about it, arguing about it, which topic and which way to go. But before then, I'll take this very short break. When we return, I will introduce my guests, the judges, timekeepers, and I'll introduce the schools and tell you what topic they'll be arguing about, so to speak, today. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Glad to know that you are still there. The program is Engineering and You. Like I said earlier, there's a topic to be argued on this edition, the debate competition. But I am not a judge in the matter. I have two gentlemen and a lady in the house from the Nigerian side of engineers at Abeokuta branch who will be the judges for today. So I'll hand you over to them for them to introduce themselves and tell us the yardstick for judging these schools today. Judges.
Good day, viewers at home. It's another opportunity and a great day to see these young minds, young intellects, to argue about PCB. My name is Engineer Luciano Bamidele Agbaje, a member of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Thanks for having me here today.
Well, thank you. Welcome to another episode of Engineering and UDB competition. My name remains Engineer Dr. Adekunle Ibrahim Musa, Fellow of Nigeria Society of Engineers from Nigeria Society of Engineers at Abeokuta branch. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is Engineer Yomide Bello, an industrial engineer and a member of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Thank you.
All right, I would like the judges to please inform us on the yardstick for the scoring of the schools before we get started.
Okay. The marks allotted to the whole session is 100%. So we'll be judging you on these three bases. We have the technical contents, we have 40%. Then we have the rebuttal with 20%. Then we have the use of English, which has 40%. So the technical content is going to be graded on 10 marks for each point. If you have more than 4, fine. If you marshal your thought very well, we're going to judge it based on that. Then the rebuttal is the ability of you to be able to counter your opponent's points. Then the use of English comprises of your structure, your dressing, your grammar, and your composure. So thank you as you debate it out.
All right, thank you so much to the judges. All right, the schools are here. To my left, we have the Muslim College Ijebu-Ode. Muslim College Ijebu-Ode is to my left, and to my right is Jacob High School, Ota. And they'll be arguing for or against this topic: should science and technology be a mandatory subject in secondary school curriculum across Nigeria? I don't have a say in the matter. We'll take this short break. When we return, the fire would get started. Don't go anywhere.
A nation who ignores science and technology does not just slow down, it disappears from the map of progress. Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, the president of African Development Bank. Honorable adjudicators, accurate timekeeper, co-debater, my viewers from home and my attentive listeners, good morning. Let me ask you this: can a country who neglects science and technology truly hope to survive in a digital world? My name is Balogun Aniyat, a student of Ijebu Muslim College Senior, and I stand in front of you to firmly support the motion which states science and technology should be made mandatory in secondary school curriculum across Nigeria. Science is not just all about chemistry equations, physics formulas, or just practicals. It is the heartbeat of civilization. All technology, on the other hand, is not just merely all about gadgets or codes. It is the language of the future. And together, they determine how far a country can dream and how fast it can grow. Science is the key to national development, and no nation ever is without them. According to the UNESCO Science Report in the year 2023, nations that made science and technology compulsory in schools recorded over 40% faster economic growth than those who did not. Take a look at South Korea, Singapore, and even Malaysia. They were once where Nigeria is today, but due to deliberate investment in STEM education, they became a global leader in innovation, who now export innovations and not excuses. Why should Nigeria, who is blessed with a population of over 60% of it under the age of 25, ignore this same path to progress? Nigerians have the brains. All we need is the vision. It equips our youth with the 21st digital skills. Tomorrow's job does not depend on certificates. All it needs is creativity, critical thinking, and even coding. Let's talk of robotics, renewable energy, biotechnology, and even artificial intelligence. They are not more distant dreams. They are realities that help in shaping our future. And if we fail to teach them early, we will successfully raise a generation fit for yesterday's world and not tomorrow's world. Thank you.
Education is meant to unlock the best in every child. But forcing our Nigerian students to study science and technology is like forcing a fish to climb a tree. It is not education, it is oppression. Before I hit the nail on the head, I'd like to say good day to panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, and the audience. My name is Adiogun Adiola, a student of Jacobs High School, and I stand here today to strongly oppose the motion which states should science and technology be a mandatory subject in secondary school's curriculum across Nigeria. First and foremost, UNESCO 2023 reports that less than 35% of secondary school students globally choose STEM as their main interest. Not every student is science-oriented. Human talents are diverse. Some students excel in art, literature, or social science. Mandating a subject that cannot be taught properly is meaningless. So, when science and technology becomes mandatory, it reduces creativity in other fields as more time, resources, and focus is developed into science and technology education. Secondly, according to the Nigerian Education Ministry, over 60% of public secondary schools lack laboratories and computers. Making science and technology mandatory will only give birth to students who cram definitions but learn nothing. Also, science and technology requires huge infrastructure like laboratory equipment, computers, internet, and trained teachers. Who will bear the cost? Is it government or parents who are already complaining of school fees? Once science and technology is made mandatory, it is definitely going to lead to the increase of school fees because it is more practical. And parents who cannot keep up with the increasement of school fees will have no other choice but to withdraw their students, which is unrealistic and unfair. Thank you.
Before I proceed, I would like you all to close your eyes for a second. What did you see? Absolutely nothing. This is a world, a nation, a country, a community, a society, and a classroom without science. Still standing on all protocols, my name is Absalam Moiza. I'm here in support of the motion which implies should science and technology be made mandatory in secondary schools curriculum across Nigeria. Making reference to what my opponent said, she said making science mandatory does not acknowledge the fact, does not acknowledge acts that, and I'm trying to ask her that, must science always erase creativity? No, in fact, history said opposite. Making reference to Leonardo da Vinci, he is the greatest artist and also celebrated right now, but he was a scientist. Even, in fact, his understanding in anatomy made his art more realistic. Science doesn't erase creativity. It sharpens it.
Let me tell you this. We don't need perfect classrooms before learning can take place. Fine, you said we have poor infrastructures, there is lack of laboratories. But Dr. Amina Mohammed from the United Nations said, even with talk and curiosity, learning can take place. Saying we don't have laboratories is you telling us that without this, we can't be someone in life. But let me tell you this, once we learn science, it will equip us with the needed knowledge to make to make infrastructures in our laboratory. Without science, you can't be able to create what you use in the laboratory. And making it mandatory would make you understand that with this knowledge, you can create what you need.
Taking a look at those in the art department, we will surely see that they always carry their computers or laptop with them. If it hasn't been invented by a great scientist called Charles Babbage, would that be possible?
Thank you.
The demand for electricity in this modern life cannot be overemphasized. In one way or the other, no one can live without electricity supply. However, standard electricity supply is one of the challenges faced in Nigeria today. Both urban and rural areas have no means of electricity supply, not the day of boarding schools. According to UNESCO 2014 and World Bank 2017, more than 65% of secondary schools have no means of standard electricity supply. So teaching through ICT facilities will be very difficult. How are we going to talk about robotics in a place where there is no standard electricity? It is literally meaningless. Also, students are already burdened with a lot of subjects, talking about English, mathematics, history, and civic education. Adding mandatory science and technology will just burden them. Let the people who are interested for it go for it. You also talked about economic problems, but science is not a magic wand. Nigeria's challenges are mostly about bribery, corruption, and mismanagement. Adding mandatory science and technology without even facing these problems first is just like pouring water into a leaking bucket. Also, you said that it's going to kill creativity. I never said it was going to kill creativity. I said it is going to reduce creativity. Because once science and technology is made mandatory, this is going to reduce creativity in other fields. Because when everybody says, okay, science and technology is what rules the world today, without coding, you won't get more money, you won't be someone acknowledged. You know, that means it's true, he was a scientist, but that didn't stop him from pursuing his art career. I'm saying it's going to reduce creativity in other fields, not stop its creativity. Also, once science and technology becomes mandatory, the rate of cybercrime is going to increase. Our youth of today are known for their get-rich-quick schemes, and once they have the necessary skills to effectively cope hard and hack into programs, they are definitely going to use all of these good skills for negative things. So how are we sure that once science and technology is made mandatory, it will increase cybercrime? Thank you.
Who can forget Feinfoluwa Adebayo, an Ogun State student who invented solar-powered fan from recycled materials. He made this through the knowledge from science education. And he said something, that making science and technology mandatory will be a burden for students. Let me tell you this, education is not all about comfort, it is about capacity. Education is not meant to pamper you, it is meant to prepare you. Think of our great Nigerian scientists. Are we talking about Dr. Silas Achilefu, the inventor of cancer detecting goggles, or even Adekunle, the man who created the first gaming robot? He did this from the knowledge of science, and without this knowledge, he could not do it.
As Dr. Amina Mohammed has said from the United States, he made mention that we do not really need the equipment, but what we need is the knowledge from which we have gained, and that is what our future lies in. Thank you.
He said knowledge is what we need to make Nigeria well. We need a vision. But then how exactly are you going to put this knowledge into motion without having the necessary facilities? Okay, we know that a computer works when you press this button. How are you going to try it? How are you going to make sure that these computers are actually going to work? We need the facilities to make science and technology mandatory. And without doing that, science and technology cannot move because it's only going to burden students more. Also, science and technology is going to make students more dependent. Even without making science and technology mandatory, most students, once given assignments, go online to research it, as they see it as, let the Google do it for me, I cannot kill myself. But once science and technology is made mandatory, the dependency on AI is going to increase because most people just give it to robots. They'll just enter their house and the next thing, robots will on the light, they'll do the assignments for them, even going to reduce self-dependence on human labor. Hotels in Japan have replaced a lot of things. Self-counting machines have replaced cashiers, robots has replaced labor.
All right, when we started, I told you it was going to be a fireworks, and I'm sure they've attested to the fact that that is true. But like I said earlier, I am not a judge in this matter. The judges have crossed the I's and dot the T's, cross the T's and dot the I's, and they are set to give us the verdict. Who is going to go to the next round of the competition? Over to the judges.
Well, thank you, the students and the presenter. Well, I want to congratulate the two schools for a very good presentation. Let us ask ourselves, this world now, are we thinking of another technology or new technology? Unlike a few years ago, maybe when we are growing up, where technology is not being adopted, to say, but now we are talking about the issue of artificial intelligence. We are talking about the issue of robotics. We are talking about the issue of electric vehicle. You know, is a technology, but we can only have a very good one when everything started from the scratch. Not only in secondary school, it can also begin from primary school. Science and technology is a very good innovation to begin, at least for more development. That is what I believe. But either for or against, you have marshaled your points, and then you have talked good of it. I know if the other student that was giving against is to talk about the support, I know that school will also perform excellently. But the two of you have been able to marshal your point very well. You have done justice to that question. I want to congratulate you once again. Please, another round of applause for them. While I wait for my colleague to analyze the scores here, I want to just implore the teachers. You are here, you saw what happened. You can also let outside world know we are not here on any basis. No judges is biased here, and everybody can see it, you can hear it, and then you look at the points, and we have given the criteria for scoring the students, and then we can now look at it if we justify the score that we give here. Please, another round of applause for the teachers here. Now I hand over to my colleague to present the results. Thank you.
So at the end of the session, on the technical contents for Jacob High School, Ota, they have a total marks of 38.6. For Ijebu Muslim College, for the technical content, they have the total mark of 32.6. For the rebuter, Jacob High School, Ota, has a total mark of 18. While Ijebu Muslim College has a total mark of 12.6. Then for the use of English, the total marks allotted to Jacob High School, Ota, is 30. While Ijebu Muslim College has a total mark of 40. So the total marks allotted to Jacob High School, Ota, today is 86.6%. While Ijebu Muslim College has a total marks of 85.2%.
Now, in view of this score presented by my colleague, I want to announce the winner of this episode, which goes to 86.6%, Jacob High School.
All right, that is the verdict of the judges. Jacob High School moves to the next round of the competition. But on this program, like I always say, there is no winner, there is no loser, everyone is a winner. So please go ahead and congratulate each other because on this show, everyone is a winner. All right, that is the size of the show. Many thanks to you out there for watching. I'm sure you've learned one or two things from their arguments and from their context. And also many thanks to our sponsor, Prince MC Shillon, FNSC, for making this possible and bringing us to your viewing pleasure every Friday. Until next week, where we have another school contest. My name is Tunde Olaniro. Bye-bye.